What do you do?
A little bit of everything, but overall I'm a research major. That's the first thing I do. And I run the House of Anu, which is a research center and society for the remembrance of our sacred traditions. So I'm one of the 7 international charter members of the AKF, the African Kingdoms Federation, ruling out of Southern Sudan, covering the oldest royal ruling bloodlines. My father himself is from Rwanda, so I'm a Tutsi, and a lot of people know that's the same people that produced King Tut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That is deep. That is definitely deep.
We in the history today.
Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, as far as just who you are.
Well, me, I'm just a passionate brother, you know what I mean? I grew up, I had some tragedies which forced me into the streets, and then I had integrity through the streets, no snitching, no bitching forever. I've always been grinding, hustling, getting money, doing whatever it is that I do, but I'm working with a purpose and I'm working with a mission. And, and overall, it's to try to basically help our people survive this murderous storm.
Yes, because it is a murderous storm going on when it comes to corona, when it comes to black on black crime. When just too much in the streets, too much, period.
And we're being picked apart because most of us believe we're individuals. And if you're an individual, then you don't really care about nobody's way of looking at things, nobody's feelings. You only have yourself at the center of all your ideas and aspirations. Me personally, I'm not like that. I live my life as a living sacrifice to those that are around me. Unfortunately, people misunderstand that concept, but we're never going to be able to turn this tide unless we find a way to, first of all, become one in mind, and second, to become one in action.
Yes, that's definitely.
And we used to be one in action, I'll say, until the 5th century when they closed down our mastery schools all over the earth. We had mastery schools, and we have been doing, producing, studious, disciplined, focused, self-sacrificing individuals in the interest of our the survival of the race. We have been doing that for a very long time, but then with the coming of the enemy, and it was all prophesied, now he makes us all individuals, and we can't get people together, and it's the most frustrating concept.
It really is, especially when it comes to the fact that we're strong as a unit.
Yeah.
But like it says, once you scatter everybody to the ends of the earth, every man for themselves, and that's how everybody's starting to look at it, and that's sad because it shouldn't be like that. Even in families, families is not even as strong as it used to be, just because people look at it like, well, I gotta do what I gotta do, so I can't worry about you, and you.
But the only part about it is once you do what you gotta do, they're gonna come for you, and then you ain't gonna have no support system. You ain't gonna have no force with you, and so they say that God is one. Everything else comes in pairs, and so all the divine order has been corrupted in our minds and in our DNA and in our actions, and so we don't do nothing but produce confusion, and all actions of a confusion mind only produces more confusion.
Okay. Boy.
Y'all getting some knowledge today.
Y'all getting
some real
getting school. Y'all open that third eye.
Yes, sir.
Gotta open that third eye. People need to understand there's a lot more to this world than what we make it.
Yeah. And we want people to know that something can't become nothing. 0 times a million still equals 0. So there was always something. The Bible opens up, like when you came and he turned on the lights, I heard you say, let there be light. And the God said, let there be light. We want people to understand that God is black, and in the absence of all light, only darkness is left. So if we equate creation with light, and God said, let there be light, presence preceded creation. God is black. And that's why we call ourselves black.
He on fire right now. Energy, everybody. This is exactly why his name is Energy.
Okay, so I do have a question. It was asked to me yesterday. We're not going to go into more detail, but we're going to say, what generation did you grow up in?
The baby boomers.
Okay. So the question was asked to me by a Jewish guy. And it was just he really wanted to know.
Was he a fake Jew?
Oh no, he's real.
Okay.
He was real.
Right.
He was black.
Oh, see, no. So he's a half.
The real, right? Yeah.
He's a half.
Because I'm not being facetious or being racist, but there are some imposters who our ancestors prophesied at the end of the day they'd be living a lie, they'd be living our reality and claiming that we're them and they're us. And they just basically reflip the script, and they have our identity, and therefore they're claiming to steal our promise and our blessings.
His grandparents was in the Holocaust.
Oh, okay.
His question was,
Jesus,
the Black Lives Matter movement. For one, do we feel that it actually made a difference?
No, I don't feel like it made a difference because, even though Black Lives Matter and we can't live in a universe where everybody wins. So when somebody's winning, the reason why because somebody lost. And so, for me, when you say Black Lives Matter, you're talking about black people, and we're not talking about all of these alternative ways of relating to reality, and I'm not going to speak on that, but I'll just say that overall, the movement has been accosted, and we're still in the same condition.
See, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Not in those good term words. But
Yeah.
Right.
That was being nice.
Yeah, that was real good. Okay. So then we got to ask this: 5 artists that I guess can change your mood during the day.
5 artists.
5 artists.
I would most definitely have to say T.I.
Yes.
And I was just down there at his trap museum yesterday.
Shout out to
and
T.I.
he's got a good album. And where he shout out to my fellow Libra. Shout out to 5 Mics. That's my homie.
Okay.
And if I would say 5 Mics, I would say a young lady who nobody knows about. Her name is Azariah, but she calls herself Z, and her music is dope. And not really too many people can change my mood except for some old school stuff. It'd probably be old school stuff. You feel me?
That's exactly what I feel.
That's old school, definitely.
Because the young people, they're just the victim of circumstances and the victim of their generation.
Yeah.
And it's just they don't know where they're really at with things, and and they're just all over the place with things. And and a person who believes everything believes nothing really.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah. So I would like to say that. So overall, this building is called CBD Center. For us, it means circulating black dollars. Even though we do have a new CBD store we just built, but our whole you got to realize is that, like I said before, if something can't become nothing, that means you survived your death. That was my point. And only the lightest spirits float high, and that was a concern for our ancestors, and that's why they weighed the spirit with ostrich feather, because they were basically trying to say that they live clean and they live righteous. And basically what I want to say to our people is that there's no protection under us outside of, first of all, knowing our story, and second of all, living righteously. Because nothing else has worked. We went down into dirt with these people. They were better at it than us. We've done drugs with these people. We've killed each other. We've done everything, and it would seem like it's to the advantage of the enemy.
Yeah.
Very true. Okay, so how can people find you, and what can they do to help contribute to the cause?
Well, we're always working, trying to put it together. We've been doing it for a long time. You can find me on social media at NNerg. My IG is just NNerg. And then we're right here, we're rooted right here in Inglewood. Remember, we've been in Inglewood for a long time. Everybody knows us. And we've been doing what we've been doing.
Yeah, because when I came today, I'm like, I pass this every day and didn't even know.
Yeah. I mean, because we're silent because the nail that sticks out gets hammered. And what's funny too is that we haven't even been able to meet the enemy on the front line because we're too busy dealing with our brothers and sisters with their low intent. So a lot of times, the great impediment to our rise has been our brothers and sisters with their low, thieving-ish, murderous intent.
Yeah.
So in any environment, I'm trying to be a force for good. Yeah, I got people coming over the years, saying this and saying that and claiming this and claiming that. And it's like, yeah, brother, go do that in your own life. Because even if I handed you anything, you still couldn't do nothing with it.
Right.
Because if you was doing something with it, you wouldn't be pressing me to give you the labors of my good work. Every man has to, first of all, be rooted, or else he can't produce no fruit. If you don't have your roots, you can't produce no fruit. That's my point.
Very true. Very true. Oh man, we dropping knowledge.
Right.
We get some real good. I'm learning something over here.
That boy.
MK.
So, how long have you owned this building?
My wife, it's actually my wife's building, but she's been owning it for 17 years.
My apologies, you and your wife.
Yeah, we're a team. But if we just go strictly by the specifics, that's what she does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what can we expect tonight? As far as the overall outcome.
Well, already we started good. Right now with this interview, that's a good energy right there, and we're hoping to continue this energy. and get some creative productivity out of the people and just build some real relationships and get some real connections. If we get some real relationships and some real connections standing on some real ground, then I feel like there's a basis for building. You can't build a house on shaky ground. If we got some solid people, then we can build a real house.
Amen. Teamwork make the dream work.
Actual fact.
Did I hear you state Libra?
Yes.
October what?
21st.
Oh, what?
Happy
Your birthday just
belated.
passed.
Yeah.
Happy belated.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to
Belated.
spend it with my family this year because shout out to Man Robinson and Torrey Hart and Jamal Woodard. And I was down there shooting a movie in Atlanta called Super Turn, the dopest movie that's going to come out. There was a part one. I was Benzino's goon in that part, and he had got killed, but they brought me on for the second part. It gave me a greater visibility.
Dope.
And so
That's
it's been
dope.
dope. It's all dope. And also I did product placement. I took California Cannabis. Shout out to Virgil Grant, California Cannabis. I took California Cannabis as product placement in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what I mean.
So when will this movie be coming out? When will it be?
That I can't say because we just finished it. We just wrapped, and I don't know if they're going to go to other locations and shoot. But as far as Atlanta, we wrapped it up on Saturday, and it was a dope experience. I don't know if you've ever been on a real set. You know what I mean? If you have, then you know that it's a dope experience, especially when you got a good people and it's a good concept. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Super Turns is coming, so look out for that.
Super Turns.
Super Turn.
Y'all get ready for that. Y'all
Yeah.
hear that?
Yeah.
Get ready for that.
Yeah.
Super
So
Turns.
one more time before we interview, where can they find you?
You can find me on IG at NNerg. That's energy. That's pronounced energy. And generally, I'm filtering people's access to me. So generally, that's where you can find me.
Okay, and I just have one question.
Yes, sir.
How did you create the name Energy?
Well, people gave me that name, but then at the same time, it is an acronym for a name that was given me from the Queen Mother of Nigeria. May the ancestors bless her, Queen Ama, Captain Akolanu, who passed away a couple years ago. But she gave me that name. And, you know, there's a big world out there. We ain't reaching far enough. You know what I mean? Some brothers don't even leave the hood. Listen, I'm all in Africa with it. You feel me? It's like it's a short life in a big world. Strike while the iron is hot, which is your body. Yeah.
All right. Y'all heard it for yourselves. Energy, the man. You feel me?
The first interview of the day,
First.
TTS.
Talk that shit.
You are here with Energy. So
Man.
make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to
That's
definitely.
great work. Yeah. I'm empowered. Right?
And I'll just say this before I do it. Because some people, you got a lot of young people that out there that are making headlines, but they only have information, and information is not wisdom. I'll say, wisdom comes through the repetition of experience. It means to know, and to know means to experience.
Yeah.
So a lot of our elders are not present because they have basically dropped the baton.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but we haven't dropped the baton. I just want people to know that listen, everything that everybody said that we should do in real time to survive as a black family, as a black unit, we have done it in real time, including, having our babies at home, educating them, creating, centers for education like the CVD Center. We did all this for our children. And we were people who just had faith and we believed.
Amen.
And we picked up our cross as individuals, and we carry it, and we live it out as a living sacrifice. And we just want people to know that sacrifice for the next generation is not that bad of a concept.
So BLM, Black Love Matters.
Black love matters. That's right.
Yeah, so
And BRM, Black relationships matter.
Black relationships, yes it does.
How long have you guys been married?
17 years.
Now that's power right
That
there.
is power in
That is
itself.
power right there.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna stop our interview right here. But thank you for coming on our show, blessing us with knowledge, information, and
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is what I really like to see because on our show I try to promote that we're more than just niggas.
Right.
Yeah. It's
We
not
are,
just
we
about
are
talking
black
shit.
kings.
Yeah.
We don't just
And queen.
hoot and hollering and
Yeah.
just saying belligerent and ignorant stuff. We actually, there's some black kings out here who really
Pushing the line.
pushing the line.
Talking that shit.
Yeah, that's why we'll be here.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on our
Yes,
show,
sir.
and we shall see you again.
Yes, sir. Respect.
Respect.